If you consider yourself smart or ambitious, but you're still not getting the results you know you're capable of, this might be the most important video you watch this year. Because the problem isn't your strategy or your work ethic. And no, it's not that you need to go journal about your childhood trauma or get pumped up watching more motivational videos either. If you notice that your income plateaus or you keep sabotaging big opportunities right when they show up, it's not because you're broken. It's because you're probably stuck in a structure that was never designed to help you get to where you actually want to go. And today, I'm going to break down exactly why that matters more than mindset and how smart creators, founders, and high-level performers end up trapped in invisible patterns that feel personal, but they're actually mechanical. Let's get into it. Let's start with the foundation, because this is the part that blows people's minds the first time they hear it. Results don't come from who you are. They come from the structure you're in. Let me explain. Your business results, your income, your consistency, it's not about whether you're worthy or confident or spiritually aligned. In fact, some of the most successful entrepreneurs in the world admit it publicly that they feel like imposters, that they second-guess themselves constantly, or that they've never felt fully ready. For example, let's take Howard Schultz, the former CEO of Starbucks. See, he grew up in a housing project in Brooklyn, and he constantly battled with this fear of being seen as greedy or disconnected from his roots. Even as he scaled a billion-dollar company, he still had those inner conflicts. So clearly, confidence wasn't the key. What he had instead was a powerful structure that turned his vision into reality. He wasn't whispering affirmations into a mirror before every board meeting. He was focused on building systems, culture, expansion strategy, etc. He didn't become more worthy. He simply created a structure that matched his vision. And that's the difference. Now, let's talk about the number one hidden trap I see entrepreneurs, as well as everyone else, fall into all the time. Oscillation. This is when you do stretch into a bigger result, a high income month, a breakthrough moment, a wave of momentum, and then boom, you crash right back down. See, you're like a rubber band. You stretch beyond what feels normal for you, but your structure was never updated to hold that level. So it snaps and you go back to your baseline. This is why people say stuff like, well, I always seem to self-sabotage right when things are going well. Yeah, because the version of you that hit that next level wasn't the version your unconscious is wired to keep alive. See, here's the brutal truth. For your desired reality to become true, your current identity must die. And I got news for you. Identities don't like to die. This is why you can be taking action, visualizing your goals, hiring mentors. But if your structure is set up to keep you in just enough, or 5K per month, or I need to prove I'm good enough, then you will never break through sustainably. You will grow until it becomes uncomfortable and then you retreat. You sell until you start doubting yourself and then you stop. You start winning, then burn it all down without knowing why. But nonetheless, you're not broken. Even though it may look like that from time to time, you're not broken. There's nothing wrong with you. You're just in an oscillating structure. That's it. Let's talk about another huge trap even smart people fall into, which is believing that success is personal. So you might think, if I heal my past, if I finally feel worthy, then I'll succeed. Now look, resistance to taking action that originates from your beliefs is a very real thing. But the moment you make fixing yourself a requirement for success, you build a structure that keeps you stuck. That belief, I'm not ready yet, I need to work on myself first, is the structure, because you get caught up in that identity by trying to solve it your entire life. And it quietly ensures you never actually get there. You end up stuck in a loop that looks like growth, right? Because you keep going on these detours and you keep consuming more information, but never actually create any real results. You're constantly working on your mindset instead of creating from a new one. This is what Gay Hendricks calls the upper limit problem. You hit a new level, then unconsciously sabotage it because your identity never caught up. It's like trying to install $1 million result in a body that still feels safe at 5K per month. The system rejects it. So here's the shift. You don't have to fix yourself to hit that next level. You just need to choose a true end result, step into that, and recode the resistance that pops up so you can take aligned action. Because most people don't feel safe being the version of themselves who already has it. And so we shift that. We help your unconscious feel safe holding more. And once that happens, action becomes natural. Discipline stops being a battle, and momentum actually sticks this time. You're not trying to become someone else. You're just aligning with the version of you that was always there underneath. Now, let's shift to money for a second, because this one messes people up the most. Money is not energy. It's not your self-worth. It's not the universe's way of grading your spiritual progress either. It's just a measurement. That's it. The same way you measure distance with miles or kilometers, or you measure weight with pounds or kilograms, money measures value. The kind of value someone wants to pay for. And that value flows through systems. So if your structure is leaky, if you have no predictable way to deliver and receive value, then of course your income is inconsistent. And if your unconscious identity says, I'm a 3K per month person, or I need to struggle to be successful, you will unconsciously sabotage anything that threatens that identity. This is why some people blow up overnight, while others grind for 10 years with nothing to show for it. It's not just effort, it's structure. Some of you are sitting on amazing ideas, powerful offers, but your structure is built around hesitation, or doubt, or what if I fail? And guess what? The market doesn't respond to potential. It responds to clarity, consistency, and confidence in delivery. Now here's the kicker. Even when you know all this, your unconscious is still running the show. And every time you make a decision against what you know you should be doing, you're sending what I call a silent instruction to your system. You're telling your unconscious, hey, don't worry. We are still the same. Still stuck, still scared, still avoiding the real thing. You know you should pick up the phone. You know you should record that video, build that funnel, pitch that prospect. But if you don't take action on it, because you let that internal resistance that comes with stepping into that new identity talk you out of it, then every time you slack off, it's going to be even easier to procrastinate the next time you have to make that same decision, because it strengthens the neural pathways of your old identity. It reinforces the resistance, so it gets harder to follow through. You're literally training your brain to stay stuck. This is why we don't just talk about being in the right structure in my program, the creative structure. We also recode the resistance. We help you unplug the emotional anchors, the fear, the dread, the anxiety that keeps your body in fight or flight every time you step toward your true goal. Because if you don't remove that emotional weight, no strategy will ever stick. You'll keep bouncing back to baseline no matter how many sales pages or vision boards you make. And finally, let me give you a quick visual that makes this whole structure over self idea hopefully click for you. Imagine a rocking chair and a wooden wheel, both made from the same material, right? Wooden nails. But one just rocks back and forth, never goes anywhere. The other actually rolls forward. It covers ground, it creates momentum. Same substance, but since they have different structure, they create completely different outcomes. That's the real difference between someone stuck in cycles and someone scaling with ease. Having drive means nothing if it's trapped in the wrong system. You can be full throttle and still go nowhere. So if you're not moving forward, just know you're not broken. It may just be that you're stuck on a treadmill when you were meant to run free. Look, you don't need to meditate your way into success. You don't need to feel worthy first. And you sure as hell don't need to go on a 14-day dopamine detox before you can start living your purpose. You just need a structure that matches the version of you who already has what you want. That's what we do inside my community, Superconscious Awakening. We don't give you mindset hacks or another strategy. We help you shift the structure that's been silently holding you back for years. If you're ready to build a system where results become predictable, not just possible, click the link below and join us while it's still free. And remember, success isn't personal, it's structural. Change the structure and the results will follow whether you believe it or not.